The GRLA class of 2009 is proud to present Ethics, a Comedy of Error. This film has not yet been rated.
Yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, we're here to see Jim Jones.
Jim Jones, yeah, you don't need him. I'm Gymnasium. Let me help you here.
Oh, well, hey, we're Nikki and Brad.
Oh, great. Well, come on into my office.
Okay.
Have a seat. So what exactly brings you folks in today?
Our friends, the Sanders, sent us down here to see you guys.
Oh, the Sanders. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're familiar with them. We do a lot of business with them. They send us people, and we just pay them a bird dog fee. Helps everybody out.
Well, they said you got him a good deal. We're hoping you can find us a good deal, too.
Well, I love working with buyers. You know, I'm a really great buyer's agent, and I'll work harder for you to get you the best deal.
Well, really what we're looking for is something in the $100,000 range, maybe a distress sale, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, swimming pool.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, my company just listed these 2 different properties right here. This one is a wonderful 2-bedroom, 1 bath. It's in great shape. And this one here, yeah, that's a good 3-bedroom right there. They're both in really good shape. Now here's the thing. With this other listing that we just listed, the listing agent says, you know, kind of confidentially, of course, apparently their business is in a lot of trouble. They're in the middle of a divorce. You know, they need to sell real quickly. Thing about it is, the agent says they're even maybe kind of desperate. So we could probably even get maybe up to $10,000 off or so. But we want to start with a real low offer because I'm going to get you the best deal.
You know, this one looks really nice, but really what we need is more like a 4-bedroom.
Right. Anyway, so let me tell you about this other listing. Honestly, probably you wouldn't even really want to go over to that hood. You see, it's not the best of neighborhoods. There's a lot of single Hispanic parents, and, well, you know, the neighborhood's really not that nice. And a good family, nice family like y'all are going to want a better place to live than that.
Could you tell us more about that first listing?
So anyway, the first house that I was telling you about, it's a great home in Bentwood Estates. It's close to the lake with a great view. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. I've been through the house and inspected it myself. It's in absolutely perfect condition.
Well, we read an article not too long ago about buyers getting home inspections and mold issues and termite policies, and we just don't have a whole lot of money. Is it really worth it to get all those things?
That is absolutely the biggest waste of $300 I've ever heard of. You're worried about mold, just leave the windows open sometimes, hit a couple of fans, you're good to go. The rest of it, this is the best termite protection that you can possibly get right here. Just a couple of these around, you're never going to have any problems at all.
Okay, there's probably something else you think you need to know. Sometime last year we tried to buy a house and we couldn't qualify for the loan for whatever reason. I heard about some kind of no income, no asset loan. Do you know of anything like that?
I'm sorry. Hey, Jim, there's a home inspector on the phone. Said you're supposed to meet him 30 minutes ago?
Yeah. Do me a favor. Take a message and I'll definitely get back with him.
Sure thing.
See, I'm working for my buyers just like I can work for you too. So about that little financing problem, it is just your lucky day. I have a lender in my pocket that I work with all the time. As long as we can do, you know, maybe about $8,000 down, we can do some kind of tricky financing. We can get that deal done. Thing about it is we may have to slip him $1,000 on the backside, but it should be a breeze. You know, you think you can do about $8,000 down?
Maybe. I mean, there would be somewhere we could borrow the money from, but I mean, if I couldn't come up with that, is there some kind of contingency we can write in the contract that I won't have to buy the house if I can't come up with the money?
You know, we're going to get that house for the right price, and I can write that contract any way necessary to make sure you are protected at all times, you get the best deal, and there's absolutely no risk to you at any time. Trust me.
Well, don't you think we should have an attorney review a contract like that?
Miss Camp, do you know what's wrong with 5 attorneys up to their necks in sand?
What's that?
There's just not enough sand. So, seriously, folks, you don't need an attorney. I can do anything in regards to real estate that any attorney can do. Okay? So, you know, with that said, let's go look at this house, because you're just going to love it.
Well, just one second. I've got a couple questions about this flyer you gave me. What kind of neighborhood
Sure.
is it in?
Yeah, go ahead. Neighborhood? Well, it's no worries at all. There's no minorities there. It's a good neighborhood for your family.
Before we go look at a house, isn't there some paperwork we need to fill out?
Yeah, but we can take care of all that when we write the contract. It's a well-maintained neighborhood. We can just, we'll go look at the house, we'll get all the paperwork done when we get finished. So what are we waiting for? Let's get out and go look at this house.
Oh, well, maybe it'll work out this time.
Oh, Miss Camp, Mr. Camp, I'll do everything I can to get this house for you. Oh yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Camp. Give me just a moment. I have to let someone know where I'm going. Realtor safety.
What'd you think about that guy?
I think he's a slime ball, and I don't trust him.
Okay, let's look at this one house with him, and then tomorrow we'll go talk to Julie.
Okay.
Hey, baby cakes. I'm gonna step out with these broke jokers. I'm gonna go show that dump of the Smiths. They're desperate to sell it. Maybe they'll come up with a contract, okay? You think you can handle it for me, sweetie?
I got it.
All right, babe. See you later.
Now let's take a look and see how the situation could have played out.
Hi.
Hi.
How can I help you?
Is Julie Snow in?
Yes, she is. Let's go in here and I'll go get her for you. Why don't you have a seat?
Okay.
And we'll be right back. Hey guys, good to see ya.
How are you?
Good. What can I do for you today?
Well, we're probably a little embarrassed, but since we've met the last time, we decided to buy a house, and we went and talked to another realtor, and the only reason we really did that is we've got some mutual friends, and they told us that if we used him, that they'd get a little money.
Interesting. I understand.
He also told us that he'd work harder for us because he'd be a buyer's agent.
Well, as a realtor, I'm obligated to treat everybody honestly and fairly, equally. We all are. Okay, did y'all look at some houses?
Actually, we did. We found one that we really might be interested in. He said the sellers are desperate, and they may come off the price as much as $10,000.
Well, you never really know what people will do until it's on paper in front of them, but I'm finding that most things are selling real close to the list price lately.
We looked at that one. We'd also like to see this one, and he didn't really act like he wanted to show it to us. He said he didn't really like the neighborhood, and I don't understand what that means. So.
Well, how about let's just go take a look at it and y'all decide.
Okay.
We read an article the other day suggesting that buyers get home inspections, and if the house seems like it's in perfect condition, do we really need to pay for one?
Well, I recommend that you get a home inspection. It's really hard to totally evaluate a house, just walking through it to see it. And he's unbiased and working for you. And if there's something that you need to know that could affect the purchase, or something that wouldn't be seen just by us taking a quick tour through it, that's the kinds of things that usually you can find out. So I definitely would recommend that you have one done.
Also, something I'd like to talk about, the last time that we tried to buy a house through you, we had a little bit of problems getting a loan, and we just kind of gave up. And we talked to him about it, and he seemed to think that if I paid this lender that he knows $1,000, that I can get any kind of loan that I want.
Well, you probably could do that, but I'm not sure that you'd be moving to where you really want to go, because that's illegal and you might get a trip to the big house over that. So, but there's plenty of good lenders out there that could review your financial situation and run your credit and tell you what kind of loan that you would qualify for and what your terms would be. And you don't have to just go to one. I mean, you can check a couple out and see which one you're the most comfortable with.
I think we've talked about it, and I don't know that we're comfortable with this other guy, and I'd like to use you if we can. Can we see these houses?
Yes, we can, but I need to ask you a question. Did y'all sign a buyer's rep with him yesterday?
No.
Okay. Well, if I remember correctly, I think we did before, but I'll need to see if it's still, if it's expired or not. But are these the only two that you wanted to see?
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
And if we do end up writing a contract, should we have an attorney review it before we sign it?
Well, the contracts are legally binding contracts, but they were written by an attorney and they're reviewed by the Real Estate Commission. But if there's anything in the contract that you don't fully understand or that you're not comfortable with, then by all means, I would advise you to call your attorney and have him look it over for you.
Okay.
Hey guys, I checked the file and we're good on our buyer's rep, and I printed off some disclosures on both houses so that y'all can preview those before we get there.
Okay.
Y'all about ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's go look at some houses.
Now let's take a look at what the Code of Ethics and Standard of Practice actually says.
Standard Practice 16.9 states, realtors, prior to entering into a representation agreement, have an affirmative obligation to make reasonable effort to determine whether the prospect subject to the current valid exclusive agreement to provide the same type of real estate services. And what that really means is that we are obligated to find out from our clients if they are currently in a buyer's rep agreement with someone else prior to showing them property. And if we all did that, we would save ourselves a lot of headache.
In regards to dealing with the public, Article 13 states that realtors should not engage in activities that constitute the unauthorized practice of law and shall recommend that legal counsel be obtained when the interest of any party to the transaction requires it. And what that means is, realtors who are not licensed to practice law should not give any legal advice.
In regards to buyer agency, Article 1, when representing a buyer, seller, landlord, tenant, or other client as an agent, realtors pledge themselves to protect and promote in the interest of their client. They're obligated to the client as primary, but it does not relieve realtors of their obligation to treat all parties honestly. When serving the buyer, seller, landlord, tenant, or other party in a non-agency capacity, realtors remain obligated to treat all parties honestly. In regards to this, we are obligated as realtors to treat everybody at the utmost honesty, no matter whether we represent them or another party.
In regards to printed advertising on properties, Article 12 states that realtors shall be honest and truthful in their real estate communications and shall present a true picture in their advertising, marketing, and other representations. Realtors shall ensure that their status as real estate professionals is readily apparent in their advertising and marketing and other representations, and that the recipients of all real estate communications are or have been notified that those communications are from a real estate profession. And what this means is that in your advertising, you need to represent yourself as a licensed realtor and the company that you're working for, and not print any false advertising or video or pictures.
Article 15, realtors shall not knowingly or recklessly make false or misleading statements about competitors, their businesses, or their business practices. However tempting this may be, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
In regards to duties and responsibilities, Article 10 states that a realtor should not deny equal professional service to any person for reasons of race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, or national origin. It also states that realtors should not be party to any plan or agreement to discriminate against a person or persons on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, or national origin. Realtors in their real estate employment practices shall not discriminate against any person or persons on the basis of race, color, religion, sex, handicap, familial status, or national origin. In dealing with the public, not only can you discriminate against a person, but you can also discriminate against property as well.
Standard of Practice 1.4. Realtors, when seeking to become a buyer or tenant representative, shall not mislead buyers or tenants as to savings or other benefits that might be realized through use of realtor services. What that means is, don't make promises on services that you may not be able to provide or that may not be available.
We hope that this video will prevent you from making a comedy of errors. Now let's take a look to see how the Code of Ethics Standard of Practice does whatever it does. Whatever it does. Let's do that. Okay.
And what Article 1,
All right, stand by.
I can't even, I'm getting all tongue-tied now.
Okay.
I hate doing
That
commercials.
was a good outtake. I'm standing by.
We hope that this video will help you
As a real estate license.
Okay, there's something else I think you probably need to know. About a year ago, we tried to buy a house and for whatever reason, we didn't qualify.
I just died.
I wish I could have held it together.
His face shook.
I wish I could have held it together, but I just couldn't. I'm sorry.
Take 15.
That was good, man.
Entering into a representation agreement with a prospective buyer have an obligatory, that word is awful.
Honestly, throughout the whole transaction.
Okay, keep looking at me when you do that, okay? One
And
more
then give a
time.
nice little smile at the end.
Yeah. And one more
Yeah.
time. And please stay looking at the camera.
And what this means is that you must,
Okay.
yikes! I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And probably hold it about where you had it.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. Legal advice. Da-da-da, da-da-da.